Okay, what's going on, everybody? I'm waiting for Mrs. Teala. I'm sorry. I screwed up because I thought she was going on Eastern time, but she's going on some other time, not Eastern time. But so today we're gonna have Mrs. Beautiful, amazing sorceress Teala Petrova joining us, and I'm gonna ask her some questions. Nothing big, but I want to know more about her experiences, like her experiences with the paranormal. And I also want to know a little bit about her upbringing. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, aren't you guys excited for Tila? Oh man, she's amazing. I love that lady. Uh, she does amazing work, great reviews, and she's just a straight up solid person, which is really hard to find in our community, and we all know that. So it's going to be really fun to get her on, and she'll be with us in couple minutes. But I just wanted to start this because I know, it's an hour and a half late, but that's okay. You guys aren't doing anything except for flipping through YouTube, see who's going on live. So yeah, so get any questions if you guys have any questions that you want to ask Tila. You can ask me now, and I can write it down. But she can help you, or she can answer your questions too. So that's it. Let's just wait. And she's fun, you know. She's a fun girl. You can find her on TikToks too. She does some really awesome TikToks. But how are you guys doing tonight? How's everybody? Oh, hi, Black Tower. How's it going? How are you? Oh my. It is. It was actually really not that cold today. Here in Canada, it's been like minus 20 for almost 2 weeks. Like so cold where you can't fucking do anything. Like I'm running in and out of my car. Hey Slim, thank you for joining. We're just waiting for Tila to come on, and then you guys are going to ask questions if you like, but we're gonna talk about her experiences with spirits and stuff like that. Uh she said she's gonna be here any minute. So let's say 5 minutes. Let's give her five minutes. If you yeah, if you need to run out and do something. But you can always like rewind the live, I think. But yeah, it's a good time to ask questions for her. She's so knowledgeable. Hmm. Me and Tila, we clicked so fast. It was a couple years ago. We my cats always knock things over. I think it was my cat. Yeah, that was my cat. Yeah, so me and Tila, we clicked, and that was it. We've been friends since. You know, she was making jewelry when I was making jewelry, and it's funny because we're both trying to sell the same type of jewelry. But hey, we supported each other, and we did actually well. Both of us did. We sold a lot of stuff a couple years ago. We made a lot of demonic jewelry. I actually ordered one of hers, and then when I got her necklace, I got to feel her energy, and I was blown away. I had a dream of her, and I had Satan come through really fast. I was like, oh yeah, Satan energy, Tila Tila. So that was dope. That was good. And good morning, mistress. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, well, it's not good morning for me. It is 8:30 p.m. Eastern time for me, and 7:30 time wherever she is. So let me. I just. Do you guys have any questions you want to ask her? I can write down because uh, sometimes I can't get back to the questions. Sometimes. Hmm. I'm thinking too. I usually don't write down stuff. I just let it flow. But since we're waiting, how are you guys doing? Are you guys enjoying my music? Huh? Uh-huh. You left a question above? How long until you two speak? Like 5 minutes. 5 minutes, she should be here. Yeah. I'm giving her 5 minutes. Unfortunately, my guests. Oh, so the guests that I have planned for this week are I got Magictology from the Necro. He's like he works. He has. God, this is the worst time of. This is the worst time for me to do lives when I'm like really tired. But so I have the guy from Magictology coming on. His name is Nick. Um, he is actually one of Black Tower's friends and stuff like that. So I invited him to come on my channel and talk a little bit. So that'll be interesting. And then I have Tata coming on Thursday. And if you haven't checked out his channel, he's really dope too. Like you can just tell he's got power. And he's a really cool guy. He's pretty cool. So it's gonna be really interesting on Thursday. For him to come on. So if you guys have any questions about hoodoo, Santeria, any of that African magic, he's an expert in it. I think he was born into it, so he knows his shit. Oh, new comment. So Slim, like chaos in your life? Is that what you're trying to control? Chaos in your life? Because when my life was chaotic, I mean chaos, chaos, living in chaos. Lucifer, you have to be willing to listen to the spirits. Like these, no matter, you can do as many rituals as you can. They're not going to they're not going to solve the problems for you. What they're going to do is give you solutions to solve the problems and open up pathways and opportunities for you to go and solve your problems. But they're not going to solve your problems for you. Doesn't matter how many fucking rituals you do. They are not here to do that for you because it takes away from you becoming what you are, and you have to learn how to do that. So the way I use pain, oh my god, of course I do. um when I am going through any type of pain, I'm not recently. My life's been pretty balanced, but I used my pain to in rituals, and I pushed all that pain out, and I focused it. I focused it on the ritual or on through the sigil, um, for another. So let's say you're going through something really bad, and you're so fucking angry. Well, you set up your ritual, you set up your space, and let's say you need something in your life, a new home. You need to get out because like you're being evicted or something like that, right? So you set up your altar, you pick the spirit that you want to work with, and you use all of that anger and frustration, and you push it through the sigil. But while you're doing that, you have to have the outcome of your desires. You know what I mean? Have an outcome. Like even have you can cut out a picture of a new home or a new apartment. And actually, if you can get more specific on what you're desiring, like let's say you want to move down the street and you need something like the apartment building 204, whatever. The more specific you get, the more that it could be a better target. And you channel it like that. You can also use it to create artistically. That's what artists do too. Like a lot of my music is channeled from painful situations that I'm able to like tap back into and bring it out and use it. But there's so many things you can do with pain. Pain is such a great motivator. It's suffering and pain is the thing that changes us. Either it doesn't, and you just fail, or you push yourself and you really find out who you really are and what you're made out of. But you know, that's what pain and suffering does, is make you, you're at the crossroads. You need to make a change in your life, and you have to take the actions, you have to take the steps. You can't expect things to happen. I'm not just saying this to you, I'm just, this is in general. um so, oh wait, hold on, Tila's here. Oh, how come I can't do it? Okay. I was like,
Hey,
hello.
how are you?
Girl, why do you still have your Christmas tree up?
Uh,
She's
I'm
like,
behind.
I like it.
My boyfriend's supposed to help me get it down, and he's been working, so I'm waiting till I can get his help. 'Cause I
It
ain't doing this
was.
shit by myself. And it's not happening.
That's okay. There's lots of people that leave. Like I knew one person that had their Christmas tree up the fucking whole year. Like they didn't even take it down. I was like, okay.
Honestly, it's a lot of effort. I get it. I really do.
Oh, thank you for coming. This is awesome. I love you so much. I was just blabbering about how much I love you.
Oh, I love you too. I'm so glad to be here. We haven't done this like ever
It's
for
been,
some reason.
it's been, we did do one. We did do one like 2 years ago.
Oh, that's right. Like I
Yeah,
think
2 years.
ever. That's
Yeah.
2 years is forever ago. What do you mean?
Yeah, that is a long time. I was just saying, like, me and you, the way we connected was it's so good because we've never had a problem with each other. It was just basic, like, love and respect through everything. And it's so hard to find people in this community. And like me and Teala, we were making jewelry at the same time, and like there was no competition. We're just like supporting each other. Some people are like that, they're like, da, 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 da. I'm like, whatever, like fucking. It
I
was
don't.
fun. We did good. We
Yeah, we did. I
both did
don't.
really good.
Oh yeah, I don't get why people get competitive because there's like 7 billion humans in the world. Like you're not gonna lose anything really. Like if you suck at marketing, just admit that instead of trying to tear someone else down.
uh, uh okay, so I'm gonna keep, like, my channel is more about like having a little bit more relaxed atmosphere, and I like to have like the guests talk about more of their experiences and just like paranormal experiences, or like just maybe talk about also like everybody knows who you are, and I said if they have any questions they can ask you, but I'm kind of curious about your upbringing too, like when you were a child, because you seem like you would be the child that was like me, that saw spirits in their
I
house and shit like
did.
that. I want to know a little bit about Teala. So let's yeah, introduce yourself, I guess, for people that don't know, and then let's talk about your experiences and like how you got into the path and all that fun shit.
Oh yeah, that's good. I love sharing experiences too
Yeah.
and hearing
Yeah.
other people's stories. It's so interesting. For those who don't know me, I guess I'm Teala. I do witchcraft. I work with demons. I offer services. Like I guess that's the gist, and I teach. That's about it. Nothing really special there.
She's
Um,
lying. She's special. She has the best reviews, man. She always got great reviews. That's one thing I have to say. You got reviews, always reviews.
oh, it does help. Like it's crazy because when I get clients, they'll come to me and they'll book like an hour session, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't charge as much as other people, and they're like, "Holy shit, you gave me twice as much as anyone I've ever been into."
Mm-hmm.
So it's really crazy because like I'm
Well,
just a channeler, that's all I really do, and I can just really harness that information, and I just think
mm,
people really it helps people. I'm not over here bullshitting. I'm not over here telling you what you want to hear. I'm not gonna tell you, oh yeah, your relationship's gonna work out if it's doomed. I'll tell you if it's doomed. you know, and I think people respect that, because I focus on the shadow, what you need to heal, what we need to grow, what the spirits are, what their messages and stuff like that. So that's what's important to me is our overall growth and evolution. And it always
Yeah,
has
yeah.
been, it's not really, I don't
And you
know,
make
like
it
I'm into
affordable. You
witchcraft,
make
but
it
I really,
affordable. And that's the thing. There are services that, yes, I understand people need, but like if you can make it more affordable for the common folk that can like actually, you know, get the services, get the healing, you're going to get more clientele. That's how I see it. You know, you're going to get
which
more
is
clientele.
Yeah, which is true. And I probably don't make near as much as certain people in this community, but I really don't care about the money. Like,
You don't,
respect them, whatever people want to charge, it's fine. There's
yeah,
nothing wrong with that.
yeah,
It's not
for
for me
sure.
to say. It's just, I grew up extremely poor. I
Mm-hmm.
moved around a lot. Like, I never had a stable home. There was a point in time I was homeless, going to the shelter. Like, I know what it's like to be poor. So I want to be able to be there for people that need me,
Yeah.
versus just catering to people that make really good money. Because I really don't care about the rich. Like, they got plenty of money, they got the sources. They don't need me. Like,
Pay for your psychology.
yeah, you can pay that shit. I can't. So
It is expensive.
that's just
It is
the
good to have a
way
good balance though. Having like get it if you can have a therapist like we do in Canada, we do have certain for low income people you are eligible for therapists and stuff like that for but I do think for youth I think it should be free. I think every youth should be able to have access to therapy just so
it,
they can have that, you know what I mean, like
oh
some.
yeah. I think I don't understand, like, because you're in Canada, so it's a little bit different here in the United
Mhm.
States, but like we don't care about people here whatsoever. Like, and health insurance is so expensive, and then if we had therapy for the youth, like it would have helped people like me. My mom was
Mhm.
extremely abusive towards me growing up. I was mentally unstable at that point. Like, I already was facing suicidal thoughts. Like, I was getting bullied at school because I moved around so much. Like, therapy
Yeah,
could have been like a major shift, and so it definitely should be offered to all
it
the youth.
should.
Like, that's at least they can do with their tax money.
Mm.
But that's not really a spiritual conversation. It's just because
No,
then
I
we're
know.
going to get political.
All right, let's hear some let's yeah, talk about when you were young. Let's talk about your experiences when you were young. What happened?
Okay. Much like you, I did see spirits my entire life. It's actually the reason why I do not like, I understand where people come from when they see it as archetypes of the soul, when they're talking about deities, but being as forces within them and not external beings that exist without us. I saw spirits, I saw deities without my belief in them. That
Mhm.
clearly doesn't matter. They manifested in the physical plane, not in my mind's eye, not during some crazy deep meditation. I was able to see the spirits, but it was terrifying. And I did have a mom that did tell me they weren't real, but it's even made it more scary because now I'm like, I got all these ghosts in my bedroom, and there were ghost children just hanging around, touching my body. I'm like, what's going on? You know? So I was not liking it. I did not understand or how to deal with it then. And I remember one moment that I always share the story with people too, just because it's so interesting and it's something that people cannot say, like easily call it a hallucination or trying to say it's a child's imagination or they saw some shadows because it's dark and it's in their bedroom
Mhm.
at night. So it was middle of the day, probably like 1 or 2 o'clock. I don't know. The sun was out. I was a little kid. I was swinging on my swing set, enjoying my life, doing me. And then there's these tall brown spirits chained up. They have handcuffs or some type of chains going down a line of them. So either they were slaves or prisoners. I'm not sure. Like, I didn't know how to talk to them at that point. And they came across me right across. I stopped swinging and I stared at them. I want to say I probably stared at them for a solid 5 to 10 minutes because I froze just looking
Mhm.
at these spirits. And then I even told them, I was like, look at me. And I don't know why I did that. I don't know where the guts came from. Then they looked at me. Then I ran.
Because I think you
Like,
wanted to make sure they were real or something, like, can you
yeah,
hear me?
yeah, like what's going on? Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. So, but yeah, and then of course I had the top hat man follow me. For anybody that had a messed up childhood, that's something we all have in common for whatever reason. I
Mm-hmm.
know some people believe he's a protector. Others believe that he's a negative entity. Honestly, he never hurt me, though. He never attempted to hurt me. He just watched over the space. My sister saw him, too. We both saw the top hat man. And it didn't
Mm-hmm.
matter where we moved. So he's not a ghost, that's for sure, because a lot of the ghosts will just stay wherever that place was. The top hat man, he go where you go. Like, it didn't matter.
Until what, you lose your virginity?
Yeah, to no longer peer the top hat man.
When did he stop though seeing you guys? Like when you got a little bit more into your teens or something? Like he only come because I never saw that. I didn't have that in my family. We weren't that negative, because as you said, there was probably a lot of fighting in your is that what it's attracting, like negativity in the family, and then it kind of protects the children?
Yeah, yeah. So, the top hat man, he comes through into like families, like where he research and all that. It seems to be a lot of people that are either in abusive situations or their parents are fighting a lot. And there's a
Mm-hmm.
theory that he's actually trying to protect you from like parasitic beings, astral feeders,
Mm.
because children don't know how to shield or protect themselves. So he actually
Yep.
comes in as a protector. Others believe he's like a fourth dimensional being, kind of like an alien, and is a feeder himself and feeding on that negative energy. And that's why, because there's reports of him all over the world. So
Mm-hmm.
there's just a lot of like unanswered questions, but I never felt that he was evil. I was scared of
He
him,
didn't
but
harm
he
you.
never did anything.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I think my volume's messed up there, or your sound's messed up, one or the other. I'm not
Can you
sure.
guys all hear me?
You sound like an alien.
I sound like an alien. Can you hear me now? Check, check. Check, check.
Say
Check,
the
check.
chat people what they say. Can you guys
Hey
hear
guys,
me
can you guys hear me?
now? You
Do I
sound
sound
so
like an
good.
alien? I sound like an alien. Okay, hold on.
You sound like an alien.
Is this better?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. I'm gonna have to watch this. This could be funny. The top hat man is
you should like. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know.
You should like record it, screen record you making that sound, and then make like a music video, one of your music themes with that.
I will. I will. I can hear both of you. I can hear both of yous fine. Well, thank you.
Oh, good, 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 good. Yeah, I don't
All
know.
right.
That was weird. Could be
That's okay.
spirit
Interesting.
coming through.
Oh, so I got aliens everywhere. Fuck.
This Aldoria getting possessed by aliens on YouTube Live. It's okay.
Okay. The hat man seems to be a fedora type. Oh, with a fedora. A fedora. Oh, so it's not like a top hat. It's like okay.
I don't know.
That's
He had a top hat when I saw him. He was completely all black and he was like 9 feet tall. Or I don't know how tall the ceiling is. Like he'd hang out in the corner of the room
mm-hmm.
and it looked like he wore like a dark jacket and he was just all black and he had no face. Like it was just all black face and then you just see this hat. It was creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah. Probably not, according to my mom, one of the stories she said I was running around when I was little, being chased by some ghost. Well, I don't remember that one though, so I must have been really young. And she just said I was freaking out. I was like, this type of ghost is coming after me. And I just ran through the house like maniac.
It's so funny because the kids that are around me, the young ones, I'm always like, do you see any ghosts? Like, do you see spirits? And they're like, no, what's a ghost? I'm like, there's nobody in my family else that sees them. Like, because I don't want children that I'm close to having the experiences and feeling like I'm trying to like nurture it. You know what I mean? Like, because imagine if your mom was nurturing your skills,
Oh yeah.
you know. But okay, yeah. So let's talk about how you got into your first demonic spirit, I guess, that came to you.
The first demonic spirit that I remember came to me was Azazel. I want to say it was either 10 or 11 years old. It's hard to say. I don't know. Sometime when I lived in Wyoming, because like I said, I jumped around a lot, but it was like 10 or 11. And it was a terrifying night. Azazel actually came in intentionally as more of what you think a demon would appear, as an evil, kind of scary, intentionally, so it trigger in my head that there's a demon trying to connect to me. So when I got older, I would be able to understand what took place. So I went to sleep and I had a nightmare of the spirit. And I consider it a nightmare because I was scared, but the spirit was trying to talk to me, trying to get through to me. And I would shield. I'd shielded him out. So in my dream, I would have the blue shield come through. And I knew about this practice. Who knows from where? I shielded myself every night when I was a kid with this blue bubble light, only to find out later that's something people learn to do. And I was organically doing it. And then I'd wake up. And then I went back to sleep. Same process all over again. Woke up, third time. So went 3 times, immediately back to trying to connect, or the deity trying to connect with me. Third time I woke up. I know this sounds like a cheesy horror movie. I know what it's going to sound like, but there was a red finger, the black nail going down my face, touching me. And
Holy shit.
I flipped.
You're so pretty, Teala.
You're so pretty.
So pretty.
It fucked with me. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, that shit was intense. I was not ready for that.
Wow, that's intense.
Yeah. Like, I was not even into practicing. I didn't know anything. I didn't know. It's like, thanks, Azazel. I appreciate you. Like,
it's so crazy because it's like when you see shit like that, you can't go up and tell people like stuff like that. You have to like hold that shit in, you know?
it's true. Well, my case was really bad. And this is when some of my gifts actually got shut down because my mom was actually crazy. She had a serious trauma that happened to her as a childhood. And this is why she became abusive. But I still don't talk to her because she's still a bitch. But she had like weird delusions. She thought like Osama bin Laden, or one of those terrorist dudes, was Jesus reincarnation. She thought the Hell's Angels, we need to go join them because they're actual God's angels. Like really delusional, right? And I told her about what happened. So she put like a giant cross, and then we'd cast out the devil every night in my room because I was seeing spirits every single night. So she's trying to cast out what she considers evil or whatever's taking place. And then she actually ended up baptizing me herself because she said there was something possessing me. So her and my sister took me into like the bathroom and like had candles lit and everything, and like dunked me underwater, and then told me a dark spirit left my body. So like I had to deal with a lot of crazy shit, which made me question my experiences once I realized what mental illness was. And that came a huge blocker for me with the spirit world, because I'm like, is this real or am I insane? Have I lost it? You know? And that has been a battle I had to deal with and overcome.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a lot.
Were you ever on medication? Because, you know, I was talking to someone, it's like, I was on medication, and it does, for people that take antipsychotics or like depression, anxiety, all that stuff, it blocks your spiritual connection. It blocked mine, you know, like, I don't know. It's such a hard thing for people who have mental illness and who are trying to be on this path, because either you take the medication and then you have to figure out what's what's real, what's not, how to do this, how to do that. And for me personally, I've given advice to people who were mentally ill, and I'm like, oh fuck, why did I say anything? Because this person's taking this shit to the next level. And like, I have to be so careful with people who and sometimes it's hard to diagnose because we're not doctors, who's mentally ill and who's not mentally ill. But if you say the wrong thing to someone, they take it so far, and that's where people get like you get these people doing crazy shit, you know. But my question was for you, did you have to take any medication because of what happened? Like, does your
Surprisingly, no. And every time my mom actually tried to get me on medication because that was her way to try to do a power control move. And there was a point when I was like, I want to say 12 or 13 now. Um, and I got in a fight, and my dad actually had custody of me at this point because he saw and was witnessing the abuse that was taking place. But I would still go sleep over at her place, and we got in a fight, and I wanted to get to my dad. I was like, let me call my dad. She wouldn't let me. Um, and her husband really thought it was okay to like manhandle me and stop me from getting out the door so I can at least get to the gas station. So she ended up like choking me. So I bit her to get out of the chokehold. So she calls the cops because I bit her. And my mom's really good actor. She can play victim. So they saw
mm-hmm.
me as an out of control
Teenager?
teenager. Yeah, and that's what they assumed what was happening. And they told her where to take me to a center to lock me up for the night, which the cops had no right to do that because my dad had custody of me. I did tell them that. The cops are idiots that don't know anything for some
The
reason. Like,
assholes.
I don't,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they're just ignorant. So they
Mm-hmm.
ended up taking me to the center, and the center was doing kind of a pre-evaluation. They're like, "Oh, I think you're completely fine," which is surprising because I like wasn't completely fine, but I wasn't showing any signs ever of psychotic episodes
Mm-hmm.
or mania. I never had anything like that. The only thing that they could have ever put me towards, which is schizotypal, which
Mm-hmm.
is a personality disorder, and same with BPD,
Mm-hmm.
um, which has to do with more abandonment issues, or being drawn to the supernatural is now a disorder, whatever,
Are
you
you
know. So like,
serious? That's a
yeah, that's what
disorder?
schizotypal is. Schizotypal means you're drawn, you're eccentric, you're weird, you like spirits, you're into that stuff. So they
Oh.
have a name for that now. But that's not really a mental illness. They just consider it personality disorder. Um, so she never able got her way because like everybody, like my schools thought I was fine. She'd call up my schools and try to get them to get me a therapist to medicate me, and like nobody actually agreed with her. So clearly I was fine, mostly, but I was really depressed. So I wasn't. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. They're kind of retarded on that too. But they once I got to the center, they weren't able to finish it because they had to call my dad. And it's kind of funny because they're like, well, your mom should have never been able to allow to take you here. We don't know why the cops told her that because we can't hold her
A
here
minor.
without the permission of the parent that has the power,
Mm-hmm.
has the custody. So my dad ends up taking me, picks me up, takes me home, and then my mom ends up calling, leaving all these nasty voicemails, telling me like, "Oh, I wish you never exist. I wish you die. You're disgusting." Threatens, makes all these kind of threats. We called the cops. The same cops that told my mom to do that, they came up, and I just thought it was the funniest thing. And my dad made them listen to the recordings of my crazy mom. And I'm like, yeah, you motherfuckers. You should have not done that. You
And they
know?
probably didn't get penalized or anything for that because
No,
that's
no.
traumatic for a kid to go through. You know what I mean? Like, holy fuck.
Oh, it was a lot. Everything was a lot. I think this is why
Yeah.
my life's okay right now because I went through all the shit. Now the spirits are like, okay, we can chill. You don't need to suffer.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
suffered all your life. We give you a
Yeah.
break now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what makes us
Yeah.
okay.
You could tell people who have been through shit in their life and people who haven't and who pretend that they have, especially like people on our path who try to cause problems with other people. Those people have not dealt with real life situations. Like, that's just how I feel. Like, if you understood really how people in real life act, and you're gonna act like that to other people here, like, I feel sad for the young, like, everybody says on TikTok, it's such a horrible. I'm glad you didn't stop your TikTok, because don't let these people, these nobody bothers me on TikTok because I don't do that information shit. I'm like, I'm not dealing with people because I had a couple people try to step up to me, and I was like, ugh, this is gonna take all my time because I'm gonna go crazy on this. But I don't know. Witch talk is really weird. Like, these people are going for information, and just like you said, like, they're not getting the right information from these people.
at all. Yeah, no, witch talk is a place you don't want to learn.
Like, but no, you can. It's a good platform. Like, it's an amazing platform, you know. And what you're doing, just keep doing that shit. There's a couple of people that I like on there that talk real shit and, you know, getting
Yeah,
right information. But
most people
yeah,
aren't.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's a lot of fear mongering on that app. A lot of fear mongering, a lot of watering down the occult, all of that. I don't know. Like I don't care though, because they can't do shit to me. They can talk shit. Like I don't care. If you're got nothing else better to do with your life than randomly try to talk shit on people and try to tear them down, that's a reflection on you, honey, not me. You
yeah.
know? So I don't try to entertain it too long. I'll make initial response videos if I feel needed, but
Mhm.
otherwise, I just move on because
Yep.
it's not worth it. And the spirits, anybody
That
that works with the deities, they'll tell us, don't focus on the drama, focus on your path. You do
that's
not
right.
grow, you distract yourself, you become obsessive. It will consume you if you go down that route.
It's
It's
true.
not healthy for
Yeah.
our path.
No.
Therefore, it's better to intentionally take a step back. Now, there are people, which you've experienced, I've experienced, that will go out of their way to try to start shit with us for
Hmm.
absolutely no reason. Don't know why. I don't know their background. I'm not going to assume that they've had real life or not real life situations, but I do know that they're insecure and they're
Hmm.
narcissistic and they're not dealing with their shit. And
Hmm.
we're their distractions.
Yeah.
We're their escape out of their own reality.
They're addicted to us.
And
Hey,
it's okay.
let's
Feed me your energy, honey. I'm not complaining.
let's go through your services because I noticed with you, you always come up with these really awesome services, and I want my viewers to know what you offer right now, I guess, on your thing. I know, and where they can find you and stuff like that, but like talk about your soul connection. Is it the soul connection
So
that the soul link that you offer? What exactly does that entail?
So the Soul Link is completely a channeled service that the spirits taught me. This also goes for some other services such as my empowerment and things like that. I will literally just be sitting in meditation. They'll be like, okay, this is what we want you to do. This
Hmm.
is what we want you to offer. And the Soul Link was probably the most important thing that they've ever taught me to do, because this is what gives us access to really connect to the deities at a soul level. This
Hmm.
is for those who are truly devoted, meaning I don't recommend soul links if you just started the occult, because there are chances you will leave this path. Many people that start this path about 3 to 4 years in quit and
Hmm.
never come back. It's
Hmm.
just not for everyone. And that's okay. That's no hate on them. But if you do a soul link, it is permanent. It is soul bonding. I'm not
Hmm.
going to use the word bind because we're not binding deities to anyone, but we are connecting energies of your soul, pieces of your soul, with the deity, and they give part of their soul to you in return.
Hmm.
Meaning you're both making an act of devotion to connect, to be bonded from this lifetime to the next. It helps actually install a what's called, I call an astral tattoo at least. It places a mark on you, and it actually gives you divine protection because it lets other spirits or deities know that you are their energy. Like if you link Lucifer, Lucifer is with you. That imprints there.
Hmm.
Others can see it. So it's extremely powerful. It also helps like immortalize your soul because you do bring forth deity energy into the
Hmm.
physical body, which gives you the grounding if you pass over,
Hmm.
that you don't have to reincarnate unless you want to. You can
Hmm.
reincarnate. Like nobody can tell you not to.
Hmm.
But this means you can finish your ascension and all of your work on the other side, and that deity will guide you through it. So
Hmm.
it kind of allows us to skip through a process, but I don't recommend skipping the process of ascension through your work, but it does ensure that you're not going to be screwed over if you end up not reaching your goals. But we do want to do as much as we can on this plane nonetheless.
Hmm.
Um, and it's beautiful. It's hard to put in words because the link is like there's nothing else. Anyone that's ever experienced the link with me, they will tell you. Like, and that's a big part of my reviews is people like, holy shit, like this is what happened. Like this
Yeah.
is insane, you know? And it's so beautiful. There's times I'll be tearing up with the client because just the energy the deity's giving. I do take people on a whole journey. So we go into the astral realms, not out of body for those, just to be clear. I ain't throwing anybody out of their body. I lose control. Shit get wild. We're not doing that. We're just
Get
doing
back here.
journeying.
Where are you going?
Yep, I would lose it. It'd be
Yeah.
bad. So I take them into the rooms. I describe everything that happens. I relay messages of the deity, and I connect them on a
That's
deep level.
amazing.
It's like doing a dedication ritual times a billion. You know.
That's beautiful. Like, you're so young and you're doing such great stuff. Like, it's like, I'm just so happy that you're here.
Oh,
Like, seriously. Um,
I'm grateful we're all here. This is
yeah.
crazy what the community has came. Like, it's mind blowing. I remember when I first started, like nobody was in this. Not really. Like I'm sure there was people, but there was like Nazi cult groups, which was Roy Satan ONA, and then you
Hmm.
had um Venus Santanas, and that was like your resources in the
Hmm.
Santanic Bible, and that's it. Like
Yeah.
you had nothing really to go off on. Now we are a community that's actually using Facebook, and even though I
I
do
know.
hate what's talk, it has brought
Yeah,
more people in our community together where we
it
can
does.
actually access books that we couldn't access before. We have more internet resources because more people are putting content, more
Hmm.
YouTubers like yourself that is out here making a difference, you know? It's changed in such a beautiful way that I am grateful to just see
It
everybody
is.
grow and
It
how we
is.
made it here.
Yeah. Because you know what? I was thinking that too. It's like we have like uh Facebook is, I know it's more for the old people. Like my daughter's like, oh, Facebook's for old people, mom. I'm like, oh my God. But it's such a great way to still connect. And I can guarantee they're going to come up with even more platforms in the next couple of years. But like, at least we're all, even though there's issues and there's problems, in the end, we're all still doing our thing. We're all still putting it stuff because we are up against society and all that shit. And, no matter what, if we stay doing what we're doing and pushing our content out, the energy and the frequency is going through the phone, through anybody that skips through it. It is already spreading. It's like, it is a beautiful thing. And it's fantastic because we're in different continents, countries, whatever, and we're still doing our thing. And people are here listening and learning, and it is pretty cool.
No, it is. It's beautiful. And that's what allowed me to do my services. I forgot to mention where you guys can just Google my name, but it's
Mhm.
Otherworldly Readings by Teala.com. But with the connection, what we've created here is magical. And you're
Mhm.
right. For the people, which I don't know why. If it feels funny, if I ever get married, like I don't know who I'm gonna invite and not invite, or put everybody from other tables, because for some reason our community is way too much drama. Like it drives me crazy. I'm like, you got Christians that still are trying to
They're just
silence us.
That's right. It's like,
Yeah.
people, remember, I think people
Apparently,
just
we
get
need
bored.
to go back to the days of remembering, which is used to be burned, and the real enemies. Like,
That's
it's
right.
not us against each other, it's us against the world, really. Because most of the world, despite witchcraft becoming more popular, despite demolatry or Satanism getting more recognition, it's still hated. When I wear this shirt out in public, I get dirty looks still, like, what is wrong with her? You know, the
Oh my
majority
God.
is still against us.
I like the fact that TV now comes up with a lot of really cool shows and movies, and like, even Lucifer, that series, I couldn't watch it. Like I watched one episode, I was like, this fucking shit sucks. But I have to give it to Supernatural, okay?
Oh, so good. So good. Love Supernatural.
I have to give it to Dean and Sam, man. But yeah, they, even though like Hollywood still does make movies that have like, they're doing a little bit better than always trying to make things look bad. And like, they are making some things that are cool. What was that? Like, did you watch that cartoon Soul with the little blue
Oh no, I did. I did the Disney movie.
Yeah, wasn't that
Yeah, it was
great?
so good. So
Like,
good.
yeah, Christians need to give this to their children. Make them watch it.
Watch the Disney movie
Watch this Disney
now.
movie. Okay, let's
Yeah.
see. Do you guys have any questions for Tila?
I
R.
oh,
Wagner. Oh, he says, does another deity ever come forward other than one that someone requests? I guess that's for you. So when you're doing the soul link.
It depends on your approach. So if you're opening up space, like if you have open portals, there's deities that are coming in and out all day. Anyone that is more experienced will tell you this. Like we'll have, like right now I have King Asmodeus with me. I have Lilith right now. I have Azazel, and I also feel Lucifer's energy around me.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I have open portals. But if you're doing a ritual, you are meant to set up your space a certain way to ensure you only have a connection with that deity as well as your own protection. So, what you do to ensure that you are connecting and making that experience, and you know who you're talking to, because if you are new, you're not know how to discern energy yet. So, you want to follow these steps, which is cleanse your aura, take a bath, clean up your space, cast the circle, call on the elements. The basic shit will make the biggest difference. You do a banishing ritual. Now, the banishing rituals aren't meant to banish the gods. You can't banish them. Like, good fucking luck on that. It's meant to prevent any negative energy or any unwanted spirits. And then when you
Wandering
create a
spirits, yeah.
circle, which you
Mm-hmm.
don't need to salt. I don't salt. I never did that. But when you call upon like the elements and you ensure kind of like a triangle or energy force around you,
Mm-hmm.
that means only you and that deity will be in that space. When you call them, you know your offerings go to them.
Yeah.
You know that you are building that relationship with that deity. You can learn to recognize their energy. And then when you get more comfortable, you can create an open space.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, open portals. And you know how to discern energy from human spirit to deity to astral feeders, because you should know that before you leave your portals open. Otherwise, you might become astral food, which is not fun. I've been there. Like, I have had parasites attached to me.
Oh, they'll
So,
drain you. They'll drain you, and you're like,
oh, yeah.
oh, I'm fucking dying.
Yeah, they'll drain you to the point you don't want to fight back.
You
You'll be
don't
like,
fight.
I don't want to clean
It's
myself. I don't want
crazy.
to do shit. I'm just going to lay
Yeah.
here.
I was on my bed. I'm like, I'm dying. I'm dying. Because
It's true.
I just pushed it away like I was nothing, but like I knew there was something. And I got to the point, I'll tell you guys, I got to the point where I was literally spiritually dying. Like I felt it. And then Marbus came through. And was it Raphael? I think both of them came through and they helped me. And I don't know what they did. They and I got back up and I was like, all right, you know what? I got to see what the fuck I did because something just fucking leached the fuck off me. So yeah.
No, it happens. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
glad you had spirits that helped you. Lilith made sure I rode through it. She wasn't going to help me until it was the point of time I learned my actual lesson. So I had to go through it for a few months. It was bad, and they make you really depressed, and they push you to that very dark space. But that was the only way I could reclaim my power. 'Cause she's like, you put yourself in this situation, you're gonna learn this time. You're
See,
gonna learn, and I did.
it's fun. Lilith is the type of spirit like she's not like a lovey-dovey spirit, guys. Like she's good. She's a
I think it's cutting out.
oh, that was Lilith. She's like, don't talk about me, guys.
Don't talk about me. Yeah, now you're back. I love Lilith.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
one of my mains. It
But
was kind of funny
she's a
when I started
fierce.
the private.
Yeah, she
Oh, go
wants
ahead.
to
Sorry.
make. Yeah, she wants to make you a badass person. Like, and she will. She's tough. She's tough. Lilith is a tough spirit. I have to say.
Tough, but beautiful.
Yeah.
She helped me heal my inner child.
Oh yeah. Yeah. She
Yeah.
was beautiful. She
Mm-hmm.
helped me in a lot of ways. But yeah, she also puts you through some shit if you need it.
Yeah, especially if you don't listen to her. I
Mm-hmm.
will never not listen to Lilith. Lilith tells me something next time. No questions asked.
Yeah. That's like
Do
with
it.
Belial. I didn't listen to Belial for many times, and now I'm like, okay, I listen, Belial, whatever you say.
Yeah.
I listen.
Yeah. No, they'll make us pay the price if we don't listen. Like, good luck. That's what I think is funny about Witch Talk. Witch Talk talks a lot about boundaries. I'm like, if the spirits feel you need to be pushed, they're gonna push you. You can set all your boundaries you want. Like, that's fine. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
how well it's gonna work, I'm not gonna tell you not to have boundaries, whatever makes you comfortable in your path, but they push you.
Well,
If
that's
you
the
want
whole
to
point.
grow.
Yeah, that's the whole point of working with demons and these spirits and these gods is to push you to get rid of the shit that's stopping you from doing what you want to do and being like living a good life. Like you want to live the best quality of life you want to live, and not have people's opinions affect you, not have this emotional baggage, not have your past shit creeping up. Like you truly want to be able to like try to live in the now and appreciate what's here, because we all know that shit that we will end up having baggage from our parents, from childhood, all that stuff, and that stops you from actually fully having a good life. I'm not talking
Yeah.
about money, because you don't money will just come no matter what. And once you open these doors for these spirits to help you, they're going to they're not going to go
Oh yeah.
away. Not going to go away. You might
Yeah,
think
if
they're going
you
to go
fight
away.
them, you're gonna only make it difficult on yourself. And I did. When the whole thing with Lilith happened, she had a random reader reach out to me,
Mm-hmm.
told me to get away from that girl, which was my ex-girlfriend. So I had a warning from there. My parents told me, or well, my dad and my stepmom was like, we don't like her. There's something off about her. My best friend said she didn't like her. Then I did a ritual with her with Lilith because she was a practitioner. So I was trying to really look beyond the red flags.
Mm,
So because she was a practitioner and I've never got to hang out with another practitioner at this point. So I was really excited. And then that night, Lilith created a creature to attack me throughout the night because she didn't want her to be partake of the ritual, because she thought it was disrespectful to have that person included, because she hated her. And then I still chose to move in with her. Then I suffered the consequences for quite a while. So, but it was good in the end, because when I stepped out and took my power back, my gifts activated. Like, I was able to get my life together. I literally thought I was gonna be homeless. So it was like, okay, you learned your lesson, let's leave. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going. Like,
yeah.
what am I gonna do? Like, and
Just
now
go.
I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been homeless too. I know what it's like. And when you're homeless, you're just in survival mode. It's the craziest thing. Like you become a totally different person. Like you're in survival mode, and you just don't know what's going to happen. But just like you, like I had so much communication though with the spirits. Like it was weird. They were communicating with me a lot when I was in the shelter. And I had this Christian lady, and she sensed it. She'd be like, "You're evil." I'm like, "What?" She's like, No." I'm like, "Oh my God. Like, please, I just can't do this anymore. I need to get out of here.
That's so.
She's going to kill me.
She's gonna kill me. I gotta leave. I can't stay
She's
here.
going to fucking kill me. But yeah, never been homeless. It's an experience.
It is. I think being homeless is a very humbling thing. It also helps you like understand, because when you're in a shelter, you connect with a lot of people that are homeless, and you realize a lot of the stigmas are
Hmm.
wrong,
Hmm.
And there are a lot of drug addicts. Like, I'm not going to lie, but those are people self-medicating because
Hmm.
they went through a lot of severe shit and they don't know how to deal with it. Hence
Yeah.
why we should have health insurance here, because they want to get rid of the drug problem. We'll shut down the DEA and open up
Well,
therapies, open up.
using drugs is just a symptom of what's going on. It's a
Yeah,
symptom. It's a
exactly.
symptom. Like it's self-medicating. That's exactly what it is. I also saw, because in Toronto, where I'm from, well, it's better now. We have like everything is mental health. Like, but they have taken mental health so seriously, because the streets at one time looked so bad with all these homeless people, but they were all schizophrenics. That's why they were
Mhm.
homeless. And they didn't want to go into the hospitals, so they chose to be on the streets. And then you got all these, and Toronto's a beautiful place, and you have all these tourists, and they're like, "Whoa, what's up with Toronto?" Like. So they've actually taken a lot, and a lot of people put money towards mental health for mental health. So it's actually it's cleaned up, it's acted, and but yeah, the shelters were filled with people. Most of, like, 90% were people with mental health.
Mhm.
There's youth, obviously youth that come from horrible families, but they had two different types of shelters: the adult shelters and the youth shelters. And that
Mhm.
was just sad. And we had a lot of native, indigenous people, because in Canada, in Toronto, that's where a lot of indigenous people come from. There is only one little square in downtown Toronto that they're allowed to stay in, and the police, nobody can touch them. That's their spot, and it's the tiniest little spot. And I remember I used to like help this one lady. She'd get so drunk, right? And she'd pass out. and we would have to move her because we didn't want her to go to jail, and move her and drag her into that spot. And that's what they would do. They would drag them into the spot so the cops wouldn't touch them. But it was sad because it's like, it's just so much youth. I was on the streets. But anyways,
Yeah. It's sad.
yeah,
It's heartbreaking.
yeah. Anyways, do you guys have any other questions for Miss Beautiful Teala?
No, Miss Outdoria is beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Teala.
We just love each other.
We
It's
do. We
just,
do love each other. We do. I adore you. I
that's
do.
why I'll see
Yes,
you on the
Jen.
astral tonight, Aldoria.
Oh, I've seen you. Oh, I told you I see you sometimes, girl. And we just hug and kiss and.
It's what they wanted to watch, right? You guys need to pay a little extra now. This can't be a free live no more.
Hey, if you can guys get into our astral, $20 a ticket at the door, at the portal door. Would you guys do a video on how not to be astral food?
I got you.
Okay.
Work on your shadow work. The reason why parasites attach, one, because a lot of times we're opening up portals, but we're not doing the preparation work, because this is no shade to anyone, but people have gotten really lazy. They don't think that they need to do all of this. They're like, I see people online doing this. And I do believe in making things simple. Like, you don't need an overcomplicated ritual, but you still want to cleanse your aura. You still want to prepare your mind, your body, because you're calling upon gods and goddesses. And if you're not matching that godlike energy within yourself, then you're going to draw in other type of spirits, other type of entities you may not want in your space. And then if you are really depressed, and trust me, like I said, I've been there, and the deities will still help you through it, but you become home for a parasite. That is because they eat on it. So if you do shadow work and you actually do your healing, you're going to find yourself in a lot better space, and it's going to be very difficult for anything to attach to you, because not that you will never not have shadow work, we always do, but you'll be overall happy or overall in a good space. So that is probably the biggest thing you can do to protect yourself from coming of astral food. Another thing is, don't disrespect the gods or goddesses, because if you do, then you come a different kind of astral food, and doing shadow work ain't going to save you. It's a whole different ball game. So don't try to bind them. Don't try to piss them off. Just be respectful. And I know I get a lot of questions where people freak out like, I don't want to be disrespectful. What if I do it wrong? If you forget to light your candle, you're fine. If you have intrusive thoughts, you're fine. What disrespectful is where you intentionally, consciously try to either attack them, to slander them, or you try to go after other practitioners. Like, let's say Aldoria, right? Like, let's say, hey, you know what? I decide I don't like her now. Let me send Belial after her. Well, guess what Belial's going to say? No, I protect Aldoria, and now you piss me off. You disrespect me by going after one of my people that I protect. The
I
tables have
was just
turned.
talking about this to somebody about this situation. That is so crazy.
Oh, really? You were?
Yep. Because I didn't talk to Belial for like 6 months because I thought he betrayed me, because somebody came after me, and I saw in my dream this person using Belial's energy, and Lucifuge came through and protected me. And I was like, how the fuck would you, Belial, allow this person to come after me? Like, I was pissed. And then it wasn't the case at all, actually. But he left me alone to figure it out. And then when I summoned him back up, then we had a long talk, and he was a little irritated. I won't lie. He was pissed off that I would think that, but I understood what happened. And that girl ain't doing well. Say that. Or that person.
Yeah.
Say no.
Well,
Especially
these
when you're
shouldn't be
trying.
treated as attack dogs either, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, especially people like me and you who are trying to do what we're doing on behalf of the gods, and we're trying to get their names out there, and we're doing the work, and we're putting our lives at risk, we're putting our names at risk, we're out here, we're doing shit, and people are just gonna, oh, stop it, sit down and go have a cup of tea, like go read a book or something, get out of here.
It's true. So I don't know. Yeah. No, and it's cool because we do have that divine protection. You know, you have so many spirits that really do have your back if you're genuine.
Yeah.
And that's the difference. There's different kind of practitioners. You have the ones that work it as archetypes, honestly, they're fine with what they want to do. They can even do binding rituals because they're not binding a deity, they're binding an aspect of themselves. So they're not working at it as a literal sense. Then you have another type where they're trying to get rich, famous, or they're trying to curse everyone with a deity so it would satisfy their ego. They're using spirituality as a way to rebel against their upbringing and a way to cope with life instead of doing the actual inner work. And then there's the other type where we do believe in deities, but we just want to have a relationship with them. We want to build genuine connections. We want to spiritually evolve. We're not really trying to be anti-Christian or anti-anything. We're just trying to evolve and be closer to the spirit world. So, and that's the types like I feel like we fall in, and I feel like a lot of like the people I connect with, like I'm very convinced that like my clients are drawn to me because we're part of the tribes. And I just think we're a very small community, and I feel like the right people connect with each other, like you and I, if that makes sense.
You just said that perfectly. That absolutely makes perfect sense, you know. And we are a really small community, and sometimes we forget that because we're so invested in this community. You know what I mean? It's like, but we really are not that many people here. And
There's not.
hello, Miss Scarlet Bales.
Hi, Scarlett.
Another badass witch. Yeah.
All the witches unite.
Yeah. All right.
Any other questions? I don't see these comments. When I click the chat,
You
it
can't
looks
see the
weird.
comments?
Well, I can if I probably click on it. Let me see. Let's see if it
Okay, I
pulls
got
up.
one. I've been talking to my invisible friends. I'm not laughing at you. Okay, it's cute. Hold on, where to go? Invisible friends since I was a kid. Now I know why. Oh, there. Yeah.
Psychic Kids. Now
Yeah.
did you guys ever watch Psychic Kids? Like, did you ever watch that show?
Psychic kids. No.
Yeah, it's so good. It's about
No.
these kids that have like psychic abilities, and then they go try to nourish their gifts. So they have like a team to kind of come help them and like take them to
Aw.
like a haunted house to see what they pick up on, help them overcome their fear of ghosts so they're more comfortable, teach them how to shield, everything. It's
Tila,
super
did you
cool.
ever
It's like
think
really
about doing?
old.
Did you ever think about going out? I know it's hard to do it alone but you would be great at going into paranormal like houses and haunted houses and shit like that. I think you would do so good there. Oh my god!
Oh,
Wouldn't
I
you guys
would
love
love
to
it because I
see
can help the spirits.
Tila in a haunted house staying over the night? She'd be
People are
like
definitely have
possessed
to
all
pay
night.
for
She'd like,
VIP for that. Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to. I always want to go back to that house where I told you where those spirits were with like the slaves or prisoners, whatever they were. Because I really want to help them. So I'm half tempted to like drive down there and go knock on these people's house and say, "Can I come like talk to the ghost here?"
oh, and I find it funny how some people like can live and ignore the ghosts. You know, like, oh, that's nothing. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. I'm like, yo, your shit's flying in your house. Oh, that's nothing. I don't know.
That's
There's
nothing. No big deal.
that's nothing. That's just,
People
uh,
are funny. And there's people that also think their house is haunted that isn't haunted. I remember
it's
there's
just
this
a broken
girl,
gas line.
huh?
Just broken pipes.
Just broken pipes. Yeah. There's this lady that is at the bar that claims to be a psychic, and she's an older lady. Ooh, she pissed me off too. Um, she touched my Lilith necklace without asking me. She just touched it. And I'm like, I almost lost it. And then my necklace broke the next day because the energy
Oh,
got corrupted. So now I need to remake it. I still haven't, but I can now because my nails are off. Um, but that shit pissed me off. So I don't even like her. But then she tried to like tell everybody like just weird bullshit and just like she was just like making up things, and people are like, I don't think that's right. Like she wasn't even good faker. Like she tried to tell my boyfriend all these things, and my boyfriend came home to me and he told me everything that she said, and he's like, yeah, no, no.
I don't understand those people. Or do they not know that like there are other real psychics out there and they're gonna smell your bullshit? Like how do you think you can just go on and be like that? That's and then touch somebody's necklace. How so disrespectful. Oh my
Oh yeah, crossing major boundaries. Yeah, I have no idea why she did that. And like somehow I kept my cool. I'm
Yeah,
really
because you're
proud of
probably in
myself.
shock. You're probably like, what do I do? I want to kill this bitch.
Yeah, I was not happy. I was not. That was not a good night for me for that reason. You cannot touch spirit stuff. Like, you can't touch my altar. You can't touch my cards. Like, I do readings for people in person. I still won't let them touch my cards. You cannot touch my shit. I am
No.
sorry. It is all blessed. I am weird about it. You know, the
I'm
spirits
like
might
that
think I'm
too.
anal.
I'm like that too. It's because it's your energy and it's sacred. It's all your sacred
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? That's your stuff. And when people, like, I don't even like people touching my shit. The spirits that are in my space, I tell them, don't touch my shit. I don't give a fuck. Don't touch my shit. Like, I don't want spirits touching my shit either.
You're like, I want nothing touching
Nothing.
anything. This is all off limits. Oh, I feel ya.
But
I feel ya.
my cats eat my offerings, so I have to. I can't put meat. I can't leave it. I have to give the offering and like either put a plate over it or something like that. But they still try to get in there. They still try to get in there. And
There's
they're so quick and they're so light. And I'm like, how the hell did they even get up there? Like, you guys are kind of chubby. Like, how are you getting up on my altar and being quiet and slowly taking the food? But whatever.
that's cats. That's animals, you know. I
All
don't
right.
do food offerings for that reason. I do
Yeah.
like wine or just
Yeah,
blood.
but sometimes I need to do sometimes I do but now what I do now is if I have to use raw meat, like if I'm doing something that calls for raw meat, I'll go out in my forest and bury it in the forest. That's the best
That's a
way I
good
do.
idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't. There's a lot of spells that want you to bury shit too, and I just live like in this complex. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Go grab a
I know.
shovel right in front of the
I know.
cameras and start digging
I
into the
know.
ground?
People are like, what and then you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna see what you buried and dig it
Yeah,
up.
they'll
And
be
you're like,
like,
what the
is this a dead body up in here? Is this where she's buried?
and they're gonna be like, you know that girl with the crazy cat ears? Yeah, she's fucking crazy.
Crazy. You know, maybe they won't
She
actually
still has her
suspect anything
Christmas
for that
tree up.
reason.
Sorry.
That's
Yeah, I
funny.
know. I'm like that too. I live in an area where there's houses everywhere, and like the forest that I live in is on a school property, and I would love to go there in the middle of the night, but I can't because number one, some people it's a small enough forest for teenagers to go through, and I've been there once and I've done shit and they get scared. But I always make sure I'm hiding myself,
That's so funny.
you know, to see me, but they're so scared.
Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah.
That just cracks
All
me up.
right.
Everybody knows I'm a witch. I tell, I don't know,
Mhm.
my neighbors know.
You're in
The
Utah,
guy
right?
at the gas station knows.
You live in Utah, right?
Yeah, I tell everybody. As soon as I meet someone, I'm like, yo, I work with demons.
But like,
Like, first 5 minutes.
is lots of Mormons, right? That live in Utah. It's like Mormon country up there.
There's a lot of Mormons, but I don't know any of them,
Oh,
you
that's
know?
good.
Yeah, no, I'm very antisocial. Like, I'm friends, and the people I meet, like, usually at a bar or, you know, where people are drinking or like are friends with my boyfriend, and they're pretty open-minded. Even if they're
Open-minded.
not
Yeah.
into like witchcraft, they're not
Yeah.
gonna be like shut it down either. I did have one dude that really pissed me off. He was very narcissistic, and I almost cursed him for it, but I wasn't gonna apologize. I was just annoyed that night. I was like, you motherfucker, I'm gonna show you what magic is, because he doesn't think any of this is real. But I never did anything, so it's
Yeah.
petty. But I was
I'll
like,
tell you
no
a
big
quick
deal.
story before we go. When I used to drink, I would go to the bars and I would attract just like you attract people. I end up channeling. I do readings for them. Like I just was able to do that because you're just, I don't know, whatever. And this one girl, she was a witch too, but she was like trying to like show me that she was more powerful than me, you know, and she got in my face and something made me turn around when we were leaving. And I'm like, hold on. I turn around and I started speaking in tongue and I'm like, I just took all your fucking power, bitch. And her face was like,
She's like, oh my God, that is so funny. That shit is
So, yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, any witch that is flexing their power is probably not that powerful.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a good red flag.
Yeah. But anyways, this was awesome. Yeah, so guys, go check Teala's website out and go get her services. Like, please, if you haven't. I know a lot of my viewers, a lot of them are beginning. I always have a lot of people asking me a bunch of questions, where to go do stuff. And she is one person that I would put everything on for her services. So go check her out at worldly
Yeah,
services, right? Yeah. Why do you have to make it so
otherworldly readings.
complicated? Why can't it just be Teala Petrova?
You know, I should have. I thought about changing my business name one day, but
Yeah.
then I'd have to like change it with IRS, then I'd have to change it with my
Oh.
LLC, and then if people thought I changed my business name, they wouldn't know where to find me now because now I've established a clientele. I'm like, fuck, now I'm stuck with this name, and I really did not think this through. So here we are, and I just can't change
No,
it.
it's fine. I just have dyslexia and I can't pronounce 8 words that well. So
It's too long. It's so long. It's ridiculous. It's the worst thing I could have done. I totally messed up there. But
OW.
they can just Google me. If you Google Teala Petrova, it shows up. Literally, just Google
Yeah,
me.
just Google her. Go check her out. All right. I gotta go to bed because I gotta wake up early, and you're an hour behind me now. I forgot about that. But that was awesome, and thank you for taking the time to come on my channel.
Oh, thank you for having me here. I love you, girl. I'm so glad I could
Yeah.
finally do this with you.
Yeah. All right.
You
Have
have
a
a
good
good
night,
night.
and thanks everybody.
Bye.
Bye.